So today we're going to be showing you how to rebuild a motor. This is my old 400, my YZ400 motor. You can kind of see how it looked like right there. Because I ended up putting a different motor in that. I put a YZ450 in that. And so I have this motor that I got parts for. So I'm going to show you what all I have right now. It's mostly just going to be the bottom end. Well, I'm going to put the top end on it too, but right now we got the crankcases. They're not very clean right now, but I'll clean them up before I put it back together. But we got the crankcases. I'm just gonna show you some of the parts. I got my clutch basket, well, the inside part of the clutch. It's pretty dirty too, but I'll clean that up. And I also got the crank right here. It's got slide to side plate, no up and down plate. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. Hold on. I got my crank right here. It's got no side to side play, very little, and no up and down play. Yeah, it's pretty minty crank. Except for the gear on the side, but like you don't need that. And then I got my head. I got this remachined. As you can see, the one valve isn't in it. As you can see, there's no valve right there. But yeah, it should be good to go. I'll just stick a valve in there and weld it in there, and then it'll just be like any other newer 4-stroke that just has 4 valves. But yeah, that's the top end right there. I got my transmission right here. This is the lightweight version. First thing you're gonna need some safety glasses, and then you're gonna need your crankcases. Great. You need some blocks. So, first things first. Take your crank. You know, the one that you practice welding on. You know, right? And then you take it. And then you grab your hammer, lightly tap it in there, right? And if this doesn't do the trick, then you grab your radiator and you just, sometimes it may get a little bit stuck on there, and you may have to move where you're hitting it on the radiator because it'll put a hole through it. So you just keep going until it's seated, and it's not seated yet. Oh, or you could just flip it around instead of putting a hole through it. So then you go. I think it just needs one more good hit. So, right? You gotta get in the right stance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think that was good enough. So that's seated now. As you can see, it spins freely. And then you take your transmission. You got to make sure you have this in here right, you know. So you set that in there very, very, very carefully. There you go. Just like that. Oh, You know what? There's 2 bearings on this crank. I didn't even realize that. But that's okay. That'll just make the bearings last longer. For some reason, you know, it doesn't do the trick. Come back to your radiator. Let me just take one of these bearings out. There we go. Alright, so your transmission fell off, so you're gonna put that back right. You want to put that back right, just like that. Yeah, just like that, right? So now you go back and you put this on. There it is right there. Same thing. And if this doesn't do the trick, remember, always remember, if the small hammer doesn't do the trick, you grab the radiator. If that doesn't do the trick, then you do it by hand. And if you need to, you know, the last finishing touches you do with a small hammer. I'll do a couple more small hits for you. Now that that's done, right? Take your clutch basket, put it on there just like that, you know, where the stator goes instead. Lightweight, remember that, alright? And then, once that's done, and you don't need to put any bolts in the crankcase, because the way I did it, it's just, you know, it's just that solid. And hold on, you gotta take this off, and before you do anything, you need to make sure that your crankcases have a little bit of wiggle room, because that's normal even when you do have the bolts in there. And then you remember, you put this, you put your clutch basket on. After that's done, then you take your head with the lightweight valves. It doesn't even have retainers, and you're not going to put the cams in either, because when it doesn't have the springs on there, it runs just by compression and stuff. Because you see, like, when the piston is coming back up, which this one we did a piston delete and cylinder delete on, when it comes back up, it's going to hit this, and it's going to push it back up, and it's going to seal it, and it's going to give it compression. And then when the piston goes back down, it's going to fall down, and it's just going to cut. It's just going to do that. So you don't need to worry about the cam on this one. So then you just kind of set this just kind of like that, and you don't want to ruin it. So take the hammer, set it on there, tap a few times, get the big one, give it a few good taps, and then you're done. And then you're done, you know. So you got your head on there, it's nice and tight, nice and torqued down to about 2 foot-pounds, and then fix that. So you're gonna want to throw this back over here. Just no, other way. And then it's pretty much done. They're you know, you can throw a bolt in the head, and then maybe one bolt in the crankcase, and but yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll show you how it's looking. Looks pretty good. And you got the clutch right here. The bearing is not crunchy at all, because it's all cleaned up in there and all that. You got a little bit of gap in the crankcases, but you know, that's perfectly normal. Remember, you got your non-retained valves right here. Yeah, That's how you rebuild it. That's the procedure I used on my bike right here. As you can see, it looks exactly the same. But yeah. By the way, this is almost done. I've ridden it a couple of times. I've had a bunch of problems with it. I'm getting them worked out. So, remember when you're doing this, remember you gotta have safety glasses. You know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and then don't forget, you take your hammer and you actually just kind of set it on the head like that. That gives it about a 10 extra horsepower. Right now, this setup I'm running with the lightweight transmission and stuff. It's making probably about, I don't know, like 1200 horsepower. So that's a lot for a bike if you didn't know. But yeah, that's, like I said, that's how you rebuild an engine. You got your exhaust port right there, your intake right here. But yeah, that's how you rebuild them. So it's like I said, this will be in some videos soon, hopefully. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you like the pointers that I gave you. But yeah, thanks for watching.